in the squadron. They called him Bullets, but we call him Greg Kelly. Greg Kelly is on the air
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Yeah, this really is a disgusting comment. I know he left himself an escape hatch, but Mark Kelly, senator from Arizona, Democrat, who was not crazy. Just a few years ago, he was not crazy. I met him multiple times over the years. Not a crazy person, but power has gone to his head. It's broken him. Something is different. I understand that there's come some messiness in his personal life, right? That can drive people. Who knows? I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy. Hey, do me a favor. Look at this jerk right outside there, driving right down the avenue in the wrong direction. I can't stand that. And we have now a spontaneous demonstration. A bunch of people, and they're going to be, oh gosh, look at this. The cops are helping them. I got to go out there. I got to go outside. What we have is a bunch of people just took over one of the busiest streets in New York City because they're upset about something, because they're upset about Gaza, because they're upset about Palestinians. So they take over the street. They take over the street. Well, that's wrong. That you can't do that. That's a violation of the law. And it looks to me like the cops are actually, could it be arresting people? I just saw 2 people being brought off in handcuffs. I bet they got 16 warnings. Some people want to be arrested. But this is not a peaceful protest. This is violence. You can't shut down the street that other people use. Ambulances, older people, medical appointments, who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. That's our stuff. You can't take by force stuff that belongs to the people. I got to get down there. Hey, do me a favor. Let's send one of our trusty reporters down there to find out what the hell's going on. All right, with the camera. And get right in the middle of it. Now, I do see some cops, and it looks to me like they may have the situation in hand. But I have seen other situations in the very recent past where they just say, okay, march your asses off. Do whatever you want. We'll keep an eye on you, and we'll make sure that it's like a spontaneous parade without a permit on my street. And that is not America. Nope, that's very, very bad, folks. It's very bad. All right, so Mark Kelly, astronaut, man barely alive, but we can rebuild him. Go ahead with that crazy clip. Mark Kelly.
When you're the commander, you get some say in who your other crew members are going to be. So the last thing I would want in a space shuttle crew would be 7 white guy, U.S. Navy test pilots like me. It would be a disaster.
Like me. White guys. White guy is a pejorative. And you know who uses it all the time? White guys. Hey, I'm just a white guy here. I am going to flex my privilege by announcing it. I am so secure in my power and in my status that I can point to this uncontrol. I have no control over it, but I'll point to what many think is a weakness. I'll call it out and say that I shouldn't be here and others should be here, and I shouldn't have been there and others should be there, have been there. And I can do that. Why? Because I have all kinds of status and power. I am secure in my fortress of prestige. Now, the little out he gave himself is test pilots, right? And you would never have 7 Navy test pilots on a shuttle mission, right? You get one guy who's a doctor, you get one guy who's a geologist, you get one guy who's aerospace, whatever. You get a little bit of everything. You get, I mean, they even threw, you'd be surprised, all right, from all walks of life. But what did he lead off with? White. And I got a picture of him with the space suits, and they're all walking out to the shuttle, and they all happen to be white men. Now, I know they weren't all test pilots. But that is such a smug statement. Mark Kelly, Mark, the seditioner. Mark Kelly is the guy who tried to, right? He sure did. He tried to engineer a coup. He tried to engineer a coup against, who's this? He tried to engineer a coup against President Trump. And for that, I kind of consider that treason. Don't you? Let's see here. Hey, I predicted it. It is a pro-Palestinian march. Total pro-Palestinian. And they're also, anti-Jew. How can you? What happened on October 7th? Have you seen that movie? Have you seen the footage? Do you know what happened to the children? To the little people? By the little kids? The FBI raids Texas home of suspect accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman's house in San Francisco. Hey, these guys, they got a lot of security. I think that he should live on an island. Sam Altman is one of the most, successful people in the world. He's one of the richest and he's one of the smartest, and his house is very, very accessible by the public. You know what he needs? He needs a blockade. He needs a blockade around his house, just like we need one in Iran or in the Strait of Hormuz, keeping the ships from going to Iran and coming from Iran. And there's all kinds of precedent for this. John F. Kennedy in 1962, for the safety of our country, announcing the blockade of Cuba, the naval blockade of Cuba, cut 21.
We will not prematurely or unnecessarily risk the course of worldwide nuclear war, in which even the fruits of victory would be ashes in our mouth. But neither will we shrink from that risk at any time it must be faced. Acting, therefore, in the defense of our own security and of the entire Western Hemisphere, and under the authority entrusted to me by the Constitution, as endorsed by the resolution of the Congress, I have directed that the following initial steps be taken immediately. First, to halt this offensive buildup, a strict quarantine on all offensive military equipment under shipment to Cuba is being initiated. All ships of any kind bound for Cuba, from whatever nation or port, where they're found to contain cargoes of offensive weapons, be turned back. This quarantine will be extended, if needed, to other types of cargo and carriers. We are not at this time, however, denying the necessities of life, as the Soviets attempted to do in their Berlin blockade of 1948. Second, I have directed the continued and increased close surveillance of Cuba and its military buildup. The foreign ministers of the OAS, in their communique of October 6, rejected secrecy on such matters in this hemisphere. Should these offensive military preparations continue, thus increasing the threat to the hemisphere...
John F. Kennedy knew what it was like. And so does President Trump. Cut 14, President Trump on with Maria Bartiromo.
For years, I've had to listen to them say, death to America, right? They say, death to America, death to Israel, America to Satan, we will destroy America, death to America. Now, does anybody ever complain to you when they say that? I think that's a big step worse. Death to America. So they're allowed to say death to America. And what I'm referring to is, when I talk about civilization, it'll be much different because their military will be totally gone. It's pretty much gone now. But their military, look at their leadership. We have had regime change because the people we dealt with yesterday were, frankly, very smart, very sharp, very good, very good. I think they were smarter than the people from before, Khomeini and that group. Because look what it got them. Look what all of their antics were spending they spent all their money on weapons. We've destroyed most of those weapons. Mm-hmm. But, when I say about a civilization, it really has changed. It really has. But think of it. They're allowed to say death to America, death to this, death to... And I make one statement, they say, oh, such a big deal. Let me tell you, that statement got them to the bargaining table, and they haven't left. They haven't left the bargaining table. I predict they come back and they give us everything we want. And I told my people, I want everything. I don't want 90%. I don't want 95%. I told them, I want everything.
Well, and what they
have no cards, Maria.
Yep.
They have no cards. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone, totally gone. They have nothing. They have no ships. 158 ships are at the bottom of the sea. Good ones, new. The Soleimani, they had one called the Soleimani, was taken out by one of our tiger sharks, by one of our rapidly moving submarines. It's amazing. Our military is so good. Do you know our military is a 94% approval rating now? Well, Congress has
stop for a second. It's right. It's right. I like how he refers to that. I make one statement. He's talking about the tweet from last week. They've been saying death to America, and somehow they have the moral authority here. Anybody remember Martin Shkreli? Martin Shkreli was the guy with the pharma. Right? He bought a company. He somehow drove the price of the drug way, way, way up. All kinds of financial shenanigans. He went to jail. For whatever reason, was he in the room with Eric Swalwell when Eric Swalwell was making out with that girl? The video was released from Martin Shkreli, of all people. Martin Shkreli released it. That's kind of a strange thing. What a curious happenstance, if you will. Happenstance. You have that new one? The new clip? Send you. Go ahead. If anybody has any advice on how to raise children, I am all ears, for crying out loud. It's difficult. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's interesting. But, what do you do when they act up? What do you do when they get so obsessed with food? What do you do when a kid is screaming and crying and wanting another bagel and you know they shouldn't have another bagel? And it's crying real tears. What I generally do is take them away from the situation and I have a talk with them. And then I kind of coax her a little bit, and then I tell her to apologize to mommy. It's very beautiful, to be honest. It's very beautiful. And you kind of understand the world a little bit better. You understand how God works a little bit better. She had a rough weekend, my little baby Annalise. She's 6 years old. And she ran into a bully, apparently. Listen to this, if you don't mind.
So tell me what happened yesterday. Tell me what happened last Saturday.
So, first of all, she made a new friend. Then she started not liking me, and then the next Saturday, which is today, all she did is fight me for the whole entire day.
Oh no, I'm sorry. How did she fight you?
She hit me. She almost made me scared. She made me scared because she was like doing.
Come back here. Come back.
Just demonstrating the whole thing, reenacting the fight.
Is she still a friend? What is she?
She's an enemy.
An enemy of yours? Do you think we could possibly talk to her and tell her how you feel, and maybe you guys could be friends again? Do you think that could happen? Tell me about that. What do you think we should do?
Can we ask her if she could be kind to me again?
Yes, we can. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, is that
I just wish she would be kinder to me.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It's sad, but totally beautiful. And I look at her and I know there's going to be a lot of heartbreak down the road. There's going to be a lot of disappointment and a lot of joy too. My number one hope for her is that she becomes close to God, and God, that she reaches out to God and she gets to know God, because I know that life will be a lot more beautiful, easier, a lot less strife, a lot less anxiety once we realize where we are in His hands. We'll be right back.
Greg Kelly.
Let's go, Brandon.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This is Roger Stone for American Sovereign Bullion. Since 2020, the U.S. dollar has lost over 20% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to rise. Call 844-272-2428 or go to asbgold.com now to get your free gold and silver guide and learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver delivered to your door or held in a gold IRA today. So go to asbgold.com now. Don't wait for the markets to drop. That's asbgold.com.
Greg Kelly
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I didn't see one episode of this show. Not one. I saw a clip once. It was kind of funny, but I've never watched it. I was busy in the 90s. Very busy. And I couldn't believe it. There were guys I was with in the military who were like, I got to go. I'm like, where are you going? I am going to treat myself to an episode of Quantum Leap. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's some TV show the guy likes. Are you kidding me? We're in the military. All right. Have CNN on in the background if you must. People were watching television. Well, I missed all these shows. I missed Seinfeld. I missed that show, whatever, Friends. I just saw somebody do a new intro version. Imagine if Friends came out now, everybody would just be on their phone. There would be no Friends. Everybody would just be on their phone. You know, they're like kidding each other and sitting on those couches in the coffee place. And no, they'd just be looking at their phones. Yes, Richie, how are you?
Good, Greg. Just a short call. If he really wants to drive the left crazy and some of the people that you've kind of banned from the program, just tell President Trump to change the name from the Straits of Hormuz to the Straits of Freedom.
Huh. Well, yeah, cute. It's actually, we did change it. It's now the Arabian Gulf. It's not the Persian Gulf. People still call it the Persian Gulf. It's supposed to be the Arabian Gulf. But no, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. But, and there's more to it than just owning the libs, of course. But I like it, Rich. You're in Sunnyside, huh?
Yes, sir.
Are you in Phipps Plaza by any chance?
Phipps Houses?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm in the Celtics, believe it or not.
Huh. All right. I don't know what that is. But thank you very much, Richie. Thank you. And very quickly, Cynthia, hello.
Yes. Hi, Greg. You're a good father, but I'll tell you about the kids. I have grandchildren that I take care of. My daughter's divorced. They're going through a lot of things. Obviously, you're not divorced. But they go through so many stages. She went through the same thing in third grade and in fourth grade, like bullying and kids because she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's got big blue eyes. And I don't know. I think there's a little jealousy. I'm sure your daughter, Annalise, is gorgeous as well. Sometimes I think it's jealousy, and these kids pick on them. And so, like, what you did with your daughter was great. I did the same thing with my granddaughter. I explained to her that, honey, you're a good girl, and, as long as you're doing well in school, don't worry about, having that many friends.
That's true, too. Yeah. Cynthia, I love your tips. I love it. How many grandkids you got?
I've got 2. My daughter's divorced.
Yeah.
The guy was a piece of, I don't want to finish the sentence.
How old are those kids?
I help her.
All right, get back to me on the age. I got to run. You know what they took off the table? But I'm bringing back the spanking. Not crazy, just a little here and there.
Greg Kelly
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Greg Kelly, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We are back, and maybe I ought to do a little bit more thinking about music. I have totally, part of it, I'm going back to my children again. One of my kids was singing a song called Lush Life, and I looked it up, and it's by this Zara Larsson character. She's 28 years old. She's from Sweden, and she sings about what a lot of people sing about these days. It's not the most offensive song I've ever heard. But I feel like I dodged a bullet. It seems to be about, it is kind of offensive. It's about hooking up and doing whatever you want to do all night long, right? Those songs are getting boring and old, aren't they? I'm going to dance all night long, and then I'm going to do what I want to do all night long, and I'm going to get a buzz, I'm going to get a rush. Now, I'm starting to think that the people who tell me the Satanists have been taking over Hollywood, yeah, they just might be Satanists. All right? Especially the music industry. You go to some of these damn things and it's, what the hell is this? Do me a favor. Hit that little soundbite I played for you, right? First, you're going to see Van Morrison. Very nice song. It's the kids in 1996, and they're having a great time. And then there's going to be something else that's not very nice, okay? It's a prom in 1996 versus a prom in 2026. Go ahead. Yes.
Do you remember when we used to sing?
Stop. Now, Meek Mill is about to say something. That song, Hair Done, Bills Paid by THS Cal. Bad bitch, keep her hair done and her bills paid. Fine ass, still look good on her worst days. Cash out, $100 bills. 100. That's how you say 100 in the hood, I guess. 100. $100 nails and, nails. On her turnt day, when it come to any other bitch, she in first place. Bad bitch, keeping her hair done and bills paid. Fine ass, still looking good on her worst days. Cash out, 100 bills, nails on a turnt day. When it come to any other bitch, she in first place. She a bad chick, classy, she an uptown freak, real nasty. I know you wanna okay, N-word. She say she can take it, but get to running like a track meet. She wear them skinny jeans and her ass fat. Come slide on a real N-word. Throw that ass back. It gets worse. It gets worse. Now, this is Meek Mill, who I think is a veteran of the music industry, and he tells us what's really going on here. Resume that right after the song. We meet Mr. Meek Mill. All right? Hit it.
In a line and come talking on stages like this because I know better and I'm at an age point. I'm 36. They power is really went from when we 21 to 25 where we really don't know.
He's talking about the Satanists who have taken over. There's horrible things. There's this whole new kind of zone of research. Is this stuff coming from the deep state? Why would anybody create music of this nature? It is horrific. It is absolutely nightmarish. As a father, it is beyond nightmarish. The promiscuity, the materialism, it's just, and Meek Mill, good for him, is actually speaking up. He doesn't like it. And I want to know more. How did this happen? This doesn't just happen. That never became, this is not fashionable. Jonathan Turley says the Democrats have ditched the useful monster, Eric Swalwell. You ever hear Jonathan Turley on the Fox? One of the best guys out there. Super duper practical and pragmatic. I like him a lot. Go ahead.
Of his nether regions to young women, asking them to send nude photos back. And whether it's Swalwell or Anthony Weiner, I don't understand why politicians think young women want to see pictures of their junk.
Well, the other thing is that these are people who believe they have a license to do this. And one of the things I asked in that column is, I wonder where he got that idea. You know, the question is not whether he's a monster. I've been a critic of his for years, but we can debate that. But if he is, the question is, who's the creator? I mean, the fact is that it was Nancy Pelosi that intervened to protect him in the earlier Fang scandal and said I have no concerns about Eric Swalwell. She then prevented efforts to get him off the House Intelligence Committee, even though various people said, look, he's obviously ripe for blackmail. Now you look back at these allegations, and there have been these allegations for years. It reaffirms what was said to Pelosi at that time, that he is an obvious potential target for the Chinese and other possible blackmail sources.
Speaking of Pelosi, this is what she said in a statement to NBC. She said, quote, "The young woman who has made serious allegations against Congressman Swalwell must be respected and heard. This extremely sensitive matter must be appropriately investigated with full transparency and accountability. As I discussed with Congressman Swalwell, it is clear that this is best done outside of a gubernatorial campaign." She was the one who got Biden to drop out. Now she's got Swalwell to drop out. She still wields a tremendous amount of power.
No, as you remember, John, the famous saying from Harry Truman, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. Swalwell couldn't find a willing canine outside of a taxidermy office this week. I mean, he has no friends in this town. Even people that traveled with him and called him friends have walked away from him. It's a colossal thing to watch. Keep in mind that this isn't the end of it. We have to see what happens with this criminal investigation. Yeah. His expulsion seems likely at this point.
It does, but hold on. I can't stand Eric Swalwell. All right. Oh, here he is, by the way. And this is how, John Roberts, don't say junk. It's beneath you. Whatever they want a picture. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, it's true. No woman really. Well, you never know. Who knows? But I would like to, this is Eric Swalwell. This is the last time we heard him speak. All right. And I know this is the key as to why he's doing what he's doing. All right. Go ahead.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations. And I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the front-runner candidate for governor in California. I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint. I have certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past, but those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position. I also apologize to you if in any way you have doubted your support for me. But I think you know who I am. For over 20 years, I have served the public as a city councilman, as a member of Congress, and as a prosecutor who went to court on behalf of victims, particularly on behalf of sexual assault victims. That's who I am and have always been. This weekend, I'm going to spend time with my family and friends. And I appreciate those who have reached out to me to show support. And I look forward to updating you very soon.
So that whole thing, you know who I am, a councilman, a congressman, a prosecutor. I protect women. There's a lot more that goes into a day. Right? Then he just listed his his professional jobs, his positions. That doesn't tell us what kind of person he is. That doesn't tell us what kind of judgment he has. Actually, it's an indicator that his judgment is warped because when you're convinced that you're doing all these great things for the public, you can take liberties with your private life. I've seen it happen. I have actually very unique insight into this tendency. You have to guard against it you have to be vigilant. Oh, I'm doing so much good for the community. I can do this. I can do that. Sure. I've been protecting women. Just look at my Twitter feed. Yeah. Entitlement. That's what entitlement sounds like. The accusations in this day and age that are coming from a woman from an incident 2 years ago, and she tells the newspaper before she tells the cops, that is bad news. That it's not to be believed. Now, he should be out of the race because of, the video of him making out with that girl. I mean, you can't run for governor like that. Maybe in Sweden, but not here. So that's why he's out. He should be out. But what is a woman, an adult woman? I keep hearing, she's only 24. That's older than most of our troops right now in the Persian Gulf. Hello, George. How can I help?
Yeah, hi, Greg. Just a question. I'm not Roman Catholic. I'm Greek Orthodox, like the owner of the station, and I don't understand. I know the Pope to talk about the Pope, but I don't understand how that helps the Republican Party. I voted for Trump.
Wait. What doesn't help what doesn't help the Republican Party?
I think there are a lot of Roman Catholics that are very religious, some, not all, that may take umbrage to him.
Everything you say, someone's going to take umbrage, right? No matter what you say. I mean, we know that about President Trump, right? He says things and people take umbrage at it. You know? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I admire him for saying that. The Pope should have kept his mouth shut on these issues. The Pope has no business. And you know what? A long time ago, JFK, he had to make pledges that he wouldn't listen to the Pope. He was openly critical of the Pope, right? To convince all those people that he would be not beholden to the Pope. That was the big touchy thing. And now we have a president showing independence of the Pope, a Christian president who's not beholden to the Pope. I actually think that's a good thing, George, to be honest. You know? I mean, I just can't think, if I say this, will it hurt me with this constituency or that constituency? Everybody does a little bit of that. Trump doesn't do too much of it, and I like it, actually. And I think people like it. You hear me, George? I can tell I haven't persuaded you.
No, you haven't persuaded me because you haven't. I'm from former.
Well, I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm just telling you how I feel. You seem a little bit touchy about it now.
Don't think how that helps him.
Well, all right, I know. Look, there's a lot of things. This is 10 years of this. It's 11 years. And by the way, I think there's a genius to the way he communicates. There's an absolute genius. And I tell you something else. Catholics who believe the Pope is allowed to talk about politics, right, and weigh in on our domestic and international affairs, he's not. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to talk about church issues, all right? He has advocated no borders. The Pope, what the hell are you doing? Stay the hell out of it. I find it very refreshing and necessary, George. We disagree. And sometimes, you know what? You got to let the chips fall where they may. We're going to win these midterms. You watch. Lois, hello. How are you?
Are you? I'm glad we're talking about the Pope issue. You know what? I don't care what his response back is to Trump is to the Pope, because the Pope has a dirty house as it is. Clean up your own backyard before you point fingers at anyone else. Well,
I think I know what you're getting at, Lois. You don't have to be so nasty about it. I know you're a dirty house. Don't call the church a dirty house. Come on, let's not call that a dirty house. But yes, he's got some issues, and I don't think he should be weighing in. Lois, you good otherwise?
No, I think it's wonderful when you have your girls on. It's wonderful. I think you're a wonderful father. And listen, treasure every moment you have with them. Even if you're tired, even if you're not in a good mood, enjoy them. They grow and move along very quickly.
Yeah, I know. I keep hearing that. I can't believe the younger one is still 4. It's like, I mean, every day it's really, thank you for the reminder. And I do cherish it. I know that these days are limited. Thank you. Robert, hello. Is he there? Robert in line 3?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hi.
Okay, great. So now I was going to say, would the Pope negotiate with Hitler to try to make peace during World War II?
And
the point is, he's saying that we should make peace with anybody, whoever they are. So if he was the Pope during World War II, would he push the president to negotiate, make peace? Let's make peace with Hitler.
Interesting. Look, I'm okay with saying, hey, I hope there's peace. I hope they come back to the table. That's fine. You know, that kind of general sentiment is okay. But the other thing about borders and the rest and, unjust war and the rest of it, no, not his place. Thank you very much. Hey, a lot of people interested in this Pope situation. Ernest, hello.
Yeah, the Pope is a punk. He should keep his fat mouth shut.
All right. Well, we don't want to talk about him like that. All right. Do me a favor. All right. Now now you're going to offend me. Let's not call him that. All right. We can call him, don't say that, Ernest. Come on. All right. Fair. All right.
I'm a Catholic too.
I understand, but you don't have to personally insult a guy like that. Fat mouth shut, I mean, we want him to stay out of it, but, I'm not. Look, to be honest, I still feel a little bit, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm criticizing the Pope, but here I am. So I want to do it in a certain way. All right. Let's take a quick break, shall we? 800-848-9222. Actually, don't call because the lines are all full. Oh, one line just dropped. So, no, we probably didn't ask the what other one. I'm supposed to give the number out and not say anything. 800-848-9222. Be right back.
Greg Kelly.
Let's go, Brandon.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Greg Kelly, entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Honey, where do we go today?
Because I said Daddy, because I like Daddy so much.
Yeah. And where did you go with Daddy?
Daddy.
Honey, where do we go?
I like saying Daddy. You're because I like you.
Okay.
She knows.
But
she knows when I'm recording.
You can say, Daddy and I went where? Where did Daddy go with you?
To you.
Where do we go?
To you. I like.
She gets microphone shy. So the blockade is in effect. We're very good at these things. We practice the hell out of them. I'm a little bit nervous. We should be a little bit nervous. They are in harm's way. I think this is really where the rubber meets the road, not where when the bombs are dropping. That's quite frankly the easy part. This is logistically one big pain in the neck. There's a vulnerability there. These massive ships on the open seas. But our objective is CENTCOM. We are not allowing any ships to access Iranian ports. Nothing goes into or out of Iran. All other ships, if you're going anywhere else in the Persian Gulf, be our guest. And Lloyd's of London, I thought they were good guys, but they're bad guys. Very bad guys. All right, I got to go through this very, very quickly. Hello, Bill.
Greg?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, glad you got through. I don't listen to your show all the time, but when I was so happy I turned on today. I turned on, you were talking to your daughter about her enemy. She told you about her enemy. It was very funny. I think you did a great job, great parenting. Just made my day.
Oh.
I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm actually having I'm going to have my first grandchild in June, and we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a little girl, so we're psyched.
Oh.
I'm snowbirding now in Florida. I live in the Bronx, but I can't wait to get back because I'm going to get some free. I guess supermarkets are going to be free soon, so for me, but I'll be good.
Yeah, there's one opening. Bill, so kind, and thank you. Yeah, the enemy thing. I'm like, I got to put this on the radio. Thank you, sir. Tom, hello.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I came back to the Catholic Church.
Uh-oh.
From alcohol and cocaine, and John Paul II was one of my heroes, but I'll tell you, I haven't been too crazy about this current one or the one before.
This call is being recorded.
Uh-oh.
Has
Did I give my consent? Are you in jail?
This call is no longer.
Are you recording these phone calls for your amusement later on?
You know what? No, you know what? My ear must have hit that dang thing. I just got this new phone, and I don't know what the hell.
No, it's all right. Listen, I'm with you. Hey, Tom, I haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to hear from you, and thank you for that. But oh boy, anytime that recording thing goes off. Thank you, sir, very much. Hey, the whole damn thing is being recorded, our show, right? Very quickly, Wendy.
Yeah. Hey there.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hi.
I wonder if you have to show ID to shop in that new government supermarket. Anyhow, I just wanted to comment that I think the Pope might want to be more concerned about the Christians that are disappearing in Iraq, Iran, Syria, Nigeria, and everywhere else in the country rather than his political concerns. So I was saying to a Catholic friend of mine, I think the new Pope is just like the old Pope. You know, for a wise man, he sounds very foolish. Oh, wait, who else sounds foolish? Yeah, Democrat leaders.
Oh, yeah, no, he's very much in line. And you're right. There's Christians under attack all over the world. Nigeria, has he come out and really, no, he sticks it to Trump. Just stick it to Trump. Like Democrats everywhere. All right. Hey, that's it. There's the music. Natalie, Gail, Rachel, Sam, Lionel, Madison. I apologize, but we got to go. This blockade's going to hold. It's risky, but it's doable. And this is the pivotal moment in the war. We own the strait. Let's keep it that way. God bless our troops, our sailors especially right now.
Thanks for listening to The Greg Kelly Show. You can hear The Greg Kelly Show weekdays at 12:15 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?